Thank you very much as our chief guest for the day, marching to our main days. I would like to thank each and every one of you to availing yourself for the 43rd Primary Inter-District Championship and Under-12 Playoff. But before we begin,
we dedicate and we commit this tournament into the mighty hands.
To begin, I'd like to share a quotation once said by Arnold Gelso, and I quote.
IDC, none other than 43rd Fiji, direct from Ministry of Education.
Affectionate towards children of Fiji, and dedicated support towards Fiji Primary School.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and all the schools from all over Fiji. I'd like to, of course, acknowledge the President of the Primary Schools Football Association, the President of the Fiji Football Association, the head coach of the Fijian national team, various other officials, the head of the Referee Association, ladies and gentlemen, of course, more importantly, all the students who are here together with their teachers. It gives me much pleasure to be here in Lautoka this morning. I'm sure you don't want to listen to a long speech after listening to some very good announcements made by the President of the Football Association in particular, where he has agreed to supply new jerseys to all of you for free next year. The Primary Schools Primary Schools Association President should have probably asked for more. He would have got more this morning. But ladies and gentlemen, it's very, very important for all of us to understand, as was highlighted by the President of the Primary Schools Association, that sports plays a very pivotal role in the development of any human being, and in particular people who are at school. And it is critical for us as a society, as a government, as a ministry, of the various associations, to support sports being played not only in primary schools but also secondary schools, and indeed beyond that. It gives me much pleasure actually to recognize the fact that the Fiji Football Association has actually brought the head coach of the Fiji football to actually be here and to look at all of you to see what sort of talent you have. Because all countries that have done well in sports, whether it's athletics, whether it's rugby, whether it's soccer or football as we call it generally, or any other sports, these teams actually do well when they're able to develop people at a young age. Because very soon many of you, some of you may be 14 years old now, or 13 years old. In about 8 years' time, even in 4 years' time, you have the potential to actually be playing for Fiji. You have the potential to be able to lift up the soccer standard in Fiji. Fiji football, of course, is going for the Olympic qualifying rounds in 2026. And that, of course, is not that far away. In 2026, many of you, that's 8 years' time. If you're 14 years old now, you'd be 22 years old. Those of you who are 12 years old would be actually 20 years old. We have very young players playing for national teams. I mean, look at the fantastic goals scored by the French footballer whose name I forget. The 18th. Mbappe. I mean, he was at 18 years old. He's 19 years old. So you could actually be representing Fiji on the international stage by actually, honing in your talents. It's also very critical for us to understand the teachers and also the parents play a very pivotal role, to take them to the football games, to help them with the coaching and give them the encouragement. And we believe as government that we need to be able to strike that balance between academic focus, academic excellence, and also your sporting excellence. So I'd like to thank all of you for this tournament. It's of course quite fitting that you're having it in Lautoka, which actually won the IDC. I'd rather was focused on the IDC, not on the termites. If it was a termite city, you would not have that standing, because that's also made out of timber. So I don't think it's as bad, but ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again to all these teachers actually, who a lot of them spend a lot of their own time and energy, and indeed sometimes financial resources to organize this. It requires a lot of dedication and indeed commitment. Let's put our hands together for the association. Come on, let's do it for them. And of course, the president and his team, because without the energy, we would not be here today. Last but not least, I'd like to, of course, have a message for all of you. Not everybody can win. But the point of the matter is that you need to play your best. Sometimes there's always a lot of victory in defeat. Because if you lose now, you may actually win later. If you lose now, you will also be able to focus on how you can improve yourself. So remember, winning is not exactly everything, but you should see defeat as a means of learning from it and being able to win the next time. I wish all of you all the best. Vinaka, thank you.
To represent your primary school. Nonetheless, once again, I would like to thank each and every one of Navwa, under 14, Navwa, Lambasa, Ba, Reki, Lautoka, Tailehu, Senganga, Rewa. Nasinu, Nandongo, Tabua, Navosa,